I'm IBX Toy Cat and today I'm destroying a nether fortress. My throat really hurts though, so I can't talk too much. I hope you understand.
Hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat. Welcome to another live stream on the internet. Today, you might guess from the title, but we're destroying a nether fortress. This is one of those big projects that's going to require a lot of work. You know, you can think of this as basically mining nether brick for 90 minutes or whatever stream. But yeah, basically today we're going to be playing some Minecraft. We're going to be doing a lot of destruction, which is my favorite thing to do in the world. And again, just in case you are actually curious, my voice it's in a really weird place right now where like whenever I start talking, I'm like, oh, I can talk just fine, and then 5 minutes later it starts cracking like I'm like something that cracks. What cracks in the world? I get cracking like the pavement if you step on the gap. No wait, cracking like your mother's back if you step on the crack. No wait, that's how it goes, isn't it? You know, it's cracking like things that crack, and that's kind of crazy, right? So yeah, with that said, that's what we're doing today. Gonna try and go for a chill stream vibe, but you know, best way to chill and stream is to do some destruction in Minecraft. I really do think this, but like, you know, Minecraft is one of the greatest games for chill in Minecraft. Because it is just, you know, like, you know, it's as chill or as vibrant as you want it to be. Today, we got a big task to do, but we're gonna do it in a chill way. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna keep things on the low down. Cracking like a teenager in puberty. Damn straight. Yeah, my voice sounds all the time like I'm, you know, just going through that first stage of puberty. Although, fun fact, I never actually experienced voice cracks myself. Like, everyone's always like, oh yeah, it's the worst bit about being a teenager. And it's like, I don't think my voice ever cracked. Maybe it's exaggerated in TVs. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for the super chat, Brooklay. Is that your real name, Brooklay? It's like Brooklyn, where I'm like, you know, it's suspicious. We're gonna have to get some checks going on in here. But yeah, I'm really excited about this destruction. I'm gonna try and not go too excited. So if I sound like I'm being dull and unenthusiastic, it's because I hate you all. But thank you very much for the $1.99. Thank you for being my first super chat. Hey, thank you, Dark Yalabai. Yalabai? Is that like alibi? Yalabai? What even is that? Thank you so much for the super chat, Dark Yalabai. Really appreciate it. But yeah, so we're gonna try and go for a more chill, you know, kind of thing today. Because I often have this thing where I'm like always talking, which is cool. Also, I'm back till I can't remember me. I wanna say so. I'm not even really ever sure. But my voice started cracking when I was 10. Yeah, that's terrifying to me. Like, my voice, as far as I could tell, never cracked. Like, it obviously at some point started going down a few tones. But like everything in life, the best way to do it is slow and gradual, right? Like, I think any change, if you do it all at once, is terrifying. Why do you put yourself through this, says Curb is cool. Do you mean, why am I destroying a whole Nether fortress, or why am I streaming when my voice sounds like death? It's honestly, I guess the voice thing is like, I really miss streaming. Like, maybe it's just like, oh yeah, well, you want what you can't have, like, and I can't have, you know, streaming and I miss it. You know, it's always possible. But like, I like playing, you know, I've been doing this all day regardless, and I was like, you know, it'd be fun to add some streaming to that. Oh, by the way, yeah, it's my name is pronounced Lee, says Brooke Lee. Oh yeah, Lee is, like, I knew a girl called Leanne, spelled that way. But like, when I see E-I-G-H, I'm like, nah, that's like neighing horse. That's how you say that one. But yeah, can I call you Toby? And you can call me Moon Titan. That sounds like a terrible trade-off. Please never call me that again. But yeah, no, honestly, there's this whole thing where like, whenever I'm like, you know, it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, you can do nothing for whatever. But like, one of the things I really want to do whenever I do it, I've said this before, but like, streaming, it's cool that there is the income is what makes it, like, you know, fun and justifiable. But it is, you know, like, because, you know, people super chat. Look, I made $6, $7 today already. But, you know, I guess minus YouTube's cut, like $4.80 today already. But the really $4.90, I guess. But the really cool thing about it is, like, you know, it's fun to hang out, show you what I'm up to in Survivor right now. Because one of the big downsides of the way I do, or one of the big downsides of, I guess, the size of my projects, is it's hard to prove that they're all legit. So one of the things I kind of love is like, hey, there's literally an hour-long live stream, or an hour and a half, or however many hours, of me literally just mining this thing, in addition to all the gameplay that's on YouTube separately. Why is your voice so hoarse, says Darcy Haynes. Well, you know how I said that, it's kind of like people have their name spelt like Nay? Well, you see, I was at a horse range yesterday. That's a thing that exists, right? You know, a place where you go see horses. And that's, you know, this joke... I haven't thought about where this joke's going, but I'll get there eventually. You trust me on that one. So I was at the horse range, and they told me that I couldn't... Loving the octave. This is just ASMR Cat, you know? Like, you ever wonder what would Toy Cat sound like if he was about 2 decibels lower? Decibels? Pitches lower. Also, thank you very much, Talim Tiran. Your channel is awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. But, yeah, when it comes to streams, I'm usually... I think I talk a lot more than most streamers do. Like, whenever I peer into streams, people aren't usually talking at that exact moment. And it's like, if you peer into any of my streams at any moment, like, you can scrub through that. I'm either literally drinking at that exact second, or, you know, I'm either literally in the middle of drinking, or I am talking, or I'm not on the screen. But I guess that's like, you know, my style of talking or whatever. Like, there's always so much more that I want to say than I can physically say. Like, the limit to what I'm saying, the limit to my throughput is my mouth, and I've always thought that's a bit of a... I think for most people it's probably the opposite. I think I'm flattering myself now. I should do the opposite of that. You know, really what it is I've got a nervous problem where if there's a silence for 1 second, I feel awkward and I want to... There we go. That's a much better excuse. But no, yeah, I love talking. I absolutely love talking about like anything, everything. That's what we do all day. That's why I like streaming. Like, hey, you want to talk about... You ever wonder why it is that people hate being ripped off? Also, thank you very much, Walker Cecina, for the Does the New Snapshot Mean No Cave Update 1.15? I mean, cave and combat update's possible. Again, combat's in addition to whatever they do in that update, so it should mostly be fine. Love the videos, watch everyone. Thank you, Brooke Lee. I want to call it Brooke Lay though still, like, you know, neigh like a horse. Is it offensive to say neigh like a horse? You know, it's, again, you've always got to be careful. Like, for some reason, women and horse is like a dangerous thing there. Have a great stream, Toy Cat, says Brandon Lee Babcock. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to move the mic closer to my face. I know it's going to be visible on the thing, but this way I can talk less quiet, less loud. If your mouth limits your talking, you've got to start writing. Ow, my fingers type even slower than my my mouth, right? Like, I do a lot of writing. Like, I have a lot of thoughts I need to put into the world. I don't know if that's normal or if that's a problem, but yeah, I write a lot, but there's only so much I can write as well. Like, there's a few videos I've scripted. There's 2 videos I've scripted in my, no, maybe 3. But like, there are very few videos I ever script in my channel's history. Because it's not fun for me to script. Like, there are some points that I mentally script, basically. Because I'm like, okay, you need to pitch, every single word needs to be nailed precisely here. But I like live streams because every word isn't precise, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm glad I live in a generation where you exist, says Morgan Pifai for TikTok. Okay, let me say the most arrogant thing I'm ever going to say. But, you know, some people feel like they were born too early to explore, wait, too late to explore the planet, too early to explore space, just in time to explore an IVX Toy Cat livestream, am I right? There we go. That's the meme I was going for. Hope you all enjoyed that. You should wear a blue shirt so we can only see your head. It's actually a green screen, so I could wear a green shirt these days. What are your thoughts on Super Mario Maker 2, and have you got a Switch? Also, I tried some pizza, I still hate it. You just gotta try the right pizza. Like, the Italians do pizza so different to everyone else. And, like, every part of America does pizza different to everywhere else, and there's some really good pizza in America. Like, even, you know, I would argue it's kind of not a pizza, but Chicago pizzas that are just, like, that thick, try one of those. They're barely even pizza. You know, it's good, though, because it's all the ingredients of pizza. Thank you very much, Ultimax Cubing. Appreciate you and your message. I think that's like what the kids call a dead meme these days, but you know, it's okay to be dead in 2019. Am I right? Am I right? I'm right, I think. Are you gonna mine a stronghold, says Matthew Robinson. It's kind of sad that we're at the stage where I can say, oh yeah, I actually already did that one. Yeah, but that is a thing I really did. I have a bunch of stone bricks that need to turn into something, I guess. Toycat is yes. Toycat is always yes, says the F1 god. You know, that's the sort of positive motivational message we need in this modern day world, filled with terrorism and things worse than terrorism. We just need a nice calm voice. Pizza's disgusting. If you believe pizza's disgusting, I've got concerns about the rest of your life. You know, like I'm just saying, like if pizza's somewhere on your bad things list, then you know, like the rest of your bad thing list must be pretty concerningly atrocious. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying much. That's all I'm throwing out there. Everyone's saying like you're gonna mine out all of this. At some point we might end up having done all of the different like versions of this, right? I hope not though. Hello, me and Emil watching you. You're so awesome. Can you come to Norway again? So one fun story about Norway, but I'll probably end up going there like twice a year for the foreseeable future. Because whenever I get long haul tickets to like Australia or somewhere like that, I go via Norway usually Norway. I'm going via Sweden for Australia, but like whenever it's a lot cheaper to fly from Europe to most continents, like even America, via Norway. The logic there is a bit confusing to me, but that is how it works. Like I say, crazy money flying out of Sweden to go to Australia, and it's like, well, Sweden's a nice place, and therefore I'll go there for a bit, staying inside a plane in Sweden. You know, there's a lot of cool things in the travel world. But yeah, something so I'm like the version of sick right now, where I can live a normal life, right? But I can't do my job, you know, my career, the thing that people know me for, which is make these YouTube videos, right? And that's really interesting, because it means I just sit around all day, like watch Netflix. You know, it's the dream, is what I'm saying. But the reason I bring it up is because I was thinking, like, you know, being sick is like one of the few things that's just part of the human experience. Also, first Donor Lamau says, "Fun, cool, suck." Thank you for the $2. Like, some people get sick more than others. Like, it's crazy how some people get, like... It seems as though some people get sick on, like, a monthly basis. Maybe that's just perception. Maybe it's way less. But, like, I have, like, once-a-year sickness. Like, this is my whole year of sickness covered right now, you know? My family thinks I'm crazy because I hate humans. That's because your family is humans, and humans be crazy. That's... that's the logic there. But, yeah, Also, someone says they're feeding their baby. Now see, this is a public space, and you are showing the man who's boss of that public. Oh, I don't know. I was going with that. I was trying to show vague support. I was like, you know, I don't know how feeding children works, but that's good. You know, like, it's better to feed. You know, I have the controversial stance that it's better to feed children than to not feed children. Like, you know, you know, this is my hill I'll die on. If you ask me, like, hey, Toycat, should children be fed? I'll always be like, you know, probably. It's my big stance. I try not to dive into it too much. Thank you, Old Boosted, for the £1 super chat. Can you do a meetup in Norway sometime? There's no way I can consider doing that right now over the internet. No, the reason I don't do meetups is because they're so unpredictable and they're huge. Like, the best way to do a meetup is at a preset convention or something, where it's like, say Creepernick is yes, and I'll give you another $2. There you go. Creepernick is yes. I hope you enjoyed your super chat. But yeah, the reason, like, I prefer to do like via conventions, and there just aren't many good conventions for this sort of thing. But like, at some point, I guess. Toycat, I'm going all in on the last donation today. Thank you, Mr. F1 God. I hear you're the god of F1. Is that nice? That sounds nice. How many pickaxes do you think you'll... Oh, we'll wait till they show up on screen, because otherwise people say, you missed the thing. Rip Etika. Rip indeed, the Etika man. I always want to be like, you know, here's my controversial take on that one. But you've got to wait some time. When it's related to a death, right? It's always polite to go through it that way. So most underrated Minecraft? Dot. I think that was period, right? You know what? I'm so much the best that I make spelling impossible while listening to me, because my thoughts are that good. Also, thank you, Barry. But, yeah, one of the things I've been thinking about more and more... I think, by the way, I've gone through 4 pickaxes already. I'm about to go for my 5th. You know what, let's keep flipping back and forth. Let's slow things down, speed them up. That's half the fun of life, right? But yeah, we're going to be going for a lot during this. I don't really know exactly how many it'll be. Someone says, do you not get bored of these challenges? Part of the joy of Minecraft is that you can put a lot of effort into something and then enjoy the outcome more because it took a lot of effort. Part of the whole human condition, right, is that the more work you put into something, the more you like it. No matter how nice something is, if it's disposable and you have an infinite amount of it, you'll stop liking it. I think the exception to that's maybe like pizza. But yeah, the amount of work you put into something is proportional to how much you like it in return. This is why, this is one of those banes of human attraction. Here's some money for my favorite Minecrafter. Thank you very much, Kays. But one of the banes, I would say... Hey, thank you, Metal Man, for the $2. Want to talk about socialism. We know what happens when I talk about socialism in Nether. We all know what happens. Things go questionable. But, oh my god. It has been a non-stop super chat train, by the way. Thank you so much for this insanity hype train. Don't mind down for the lava pool. Good luck on this next project. Yeah, I've been really hyped about the building part of this project. Usually the building is like the secondary thing. But I have a really fun idea for what I want to do with all of this. It's just a lot of nether brick, like. It's a lot of nether brick. We've collected this much already today. Like, just in the last... How many minutes has it been? Like, just in the last 18 minutes, we've collected almost a shulker box full. Curb is the coolest, Toy Cat is... Okay, that's an interesting message. But yeah, like, think about, like, on a relationship dynamic. There's always that thing where, like, oh, she's the annoying girl who's just into me. Like, every guy I've ever spoken to seems to have a thing like this, right? But the, you know, the truth of it is, like, oh yeah, she's actually really attractive. One of my friends had a thing like that. There was a really attractive girl. She was in the year below, so, like, there's always a dynamic with that. And the guy was like, oh, I want her to just go away and stop being... And it's like, she's cute, man. And, like, it's that thing of, like, oh yeah, when something feels like it's no work, no effort, a lot of people just don't like it, you know? I think, unless you know that it should have been some work, some effort, but most people can't link that together. Which is why I think there are a lot of millionaires who have just born into a sad life where, like, their default is the best ever. They can only go downhill from there. Lemare, my first girlfriend, was the physical representation of a barrel. See, that's either really sad or really happy. I'm not sure which way to take that. Like, you know, you're either happily married right now or something terrible like that. Are you trying to make a wither skeleton farm? As best I can tell, wither skeleton farms just don't work on Bedrock. Like, they just don't. I don't know why they don't. You know, if I knew, then I would be able to fix that problem. But they don't work, so I can't make one. But it's having the area where a Nether fortress was might be useful. Hype train! Hey, hype train, Gasavi, thank you. Also, your haircut's good. Thank you very much for the $3.99. Did you give in dollars somehow? Oh no, it's Gracelyn. I read that wrong. Gracelyn Hardy. See, it's the first three letters. I was like, you know, I don't need to read the rest of those. I'm just confused by all of this. Open your shirt pocket. So first of all, actually, you know, I need to direct my compliments to your compliments at the right person. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got my haircut yesterday. We'll go back to the meaning of what things mean later. But I got my haircut yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. So I was like, oh, I can't talk. I can't make videos. Like, I tried earlier and it was awful. So I couldn't talk anyway, and I was like, oh, I'll go to the haircut place. Like, it feels like it's such a task to get out of the way. What's your favorite thing about Minecraft? Also, love your videos. My favorite thing about Minecraft is the fact that you can spend as much or as little time as you like on it. It's a perfect 5-minute game. It's the perfect 5-hour game. You could probably play it for 5 days and you wouldn't go too crazy. Everyone's saying 9 in the chat. Or G? Is that like F, but like... What did I say to put in the chat that everything's going 9? Oh, someone says, Rip, put a 9 in the chat. Why a 9 in the chat? You know, I don't even understand. Can I, real talk here, right? Real talk. Okay, you know, I didn't want to talk about this, because again, someone's going to be like, this is disrespectful. But I think everyone here, not everyone here, I think a decent number of people who are like, oh, Rip this guy, are being disrespectful, because you learned about him because he was, you know, dying, or he was in the process. I think it's really disrespectful. Like, I've always thought, you know, in the same way that, like, when someone dies, we use their best pictures of them, and we're like, oh, they were such a saint. I think that like only knowing about someone after their death and then being like, oh, I miss them so much, that's disrespectful to all the people you do miss. Lots of people miss him, and they are mourning this, and you're like co-opting their mourning. And I know that's like such a controversial opinion, and a lot of people hate that, but it's true, right? Like you're stealing their mourning from them. You're acting like your suffering from this guy you just heard of is just as much as all of those people. And I think that's like not okay, right? Like a lot of people, obviously, y'all going to be saying this genuinely, but you can tell on the internet based on the fact that his thing is so much bigger than all of this, is that a lot of people, it's kind of like how people hate bandwagon supporters of teams or whatever. Like I don't, but it's like, yeah, taking it, like feeling sadness is actually a good thing in a way. There's a reason, your brain, sadness isn't the opposite of happiness. Sadness is a weird version of happiness. It's an unhealthy version of happiness, I would say. You're taking it away from the people who need it. Not need it, but you're co-opting it from the people who feel it the worst. And you're joining that group. And I don't know if I like that personally. That's always been my thing. Obviously, a lot of people, we can't always go through the witch, whatever. Anyway, that's my point. I'm gonna dive off this one. Well, how can you torture yourself with mining the whole thing? Says FitMC. Hey, it's good to see you, man. But yeah, no, honestly, I don't find it torture. I think sometimes I'm like, why did I start this? I want to stop this. But there is a beauty of seeing that, like, look right here, for instance. Look at the destroyed structure we've left. There's a beauty you uncover. It's like one of those things where you scratch everything off. It's a beauty that you get to kind of like see as you create a beauty as you do something. And also, like I said earlier, like the more you work on something, the more you build, and the harder you work to make something, the more it means when you get it, There's a lot of things that if you're just given, you don't appreciate as much as, there's that generic story about like, oh, when I was 15, I saved up and I bought my first, I don't know, car, my first, whatever it is. To get my first capture card, for instance, I don't come from a family of huge money. I had to, I did a job, if you don't know, like an online job, because I was like 15 or something, and I got my first capture card. It was amazing, HD. Like even my TV wasn't HD, so I had to like get a HD TV to properly use it. And I was like, wow, colors are so cool now. It meant so much more because it was a lot of effort. And in the same way, this is an absurd thing, but every time I finish one of these absurd projects, it makes me feel good. Every time. Oh, by the way, thank you. What do you think about global warming? Says Ultimate Cubing. I've said this before. I've got a very controversial stance on global warming. I think it's pretty bad, and we should ideally reverse it. Also, thank you to Bad Llama for the responsor. Really appreciate that one. I don't know if it. Let me know. Does that come up automatically, or did you like manually redo it this month? Because I've been getting way more of those, like just while I've been sleeping or whatever. Maybe more people are sponsoring, or maybe not. What's under the lava? If we take this lava out, actually, let me show you. So let's put this somewhere in a corner. Let's just find a nice little place for it. I don't know where to put this. We'll just make a hole here. Okay, thank you very much, Jared Kindy, for deciding to become a member. Really appreciate it. So yeah, let's go over here. Let's pick up the 1 bucket of lava. If you could have, would you have participated in the Minecraft Monday Hunger Games tournament? A part of me wants to say yeah, a part of me wants to say no. I think there's a lot of negative press that comes from it, and there's a lot of positive press that comes from like, oh yeah, all press is positive press or whatever. But yeah, in case you're curious, below the main things, if we dig down a little bit, you'll see how it's like, oh yeah, it's one of these blocks, and then I think it's nothing under that. Yeah, it's just a block, and then out there, there's nothingness. Kind of sad. I've never seen a live stream before, but I love this. I love you, Toy Cat. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, personally, I don't find these streams torture. I find it's a cool thing to like. Admittedly, like I think if I did this no audio, just sitting here mining, and I did the whole thing in one sitting, like I think this is going to be about 15-20 hours when it's done. I think that'd drive you crazy. Like you wake up, it's 9 p.m. You wake up, it's 9 a.m. Then it's like 2 a.m. and you're going to bed, and that's all you did. Yeah, that's probably not a fun day, right? But I think the reality of how most people do it is you know, you have something to listen to, or in this case, you have something to talk about. Like, I love that, you know, like we get the super chats in here, we talk about those, we talk about, you know, what does it mean to be alive? What does it mean to work for something? Why does work make you enjoy something? The feeling that you should enjoy something actually does make you enjoy something more. Why is that the case? You know, having these big discussions, and I feel like sometimes we just spin the wheels, sometimes I'm just here like, you know, isn't that kind of crazy? And we say that over and over again. But sometimes the chat makes me realize things. Sometimes you realize things. You know, it's like a circle of learning. And that's super fun, in my opinion, at least. Hi, I have 2% left on my device. Well, clearly, you need to go throw that thing on charge. It's funny how many people watch these streams on mobile. It's something I've realized. Back in the day, back in, like, again, I've mentioned I'd been doing YouTube over 10 years now. Because I had to buy my first capture card. Like, I used up every single penny in my bank to buy my first, like, terrible Dazzle when I was 13 too. Fun story on that one. But, so, like, I've been mentioning that I've been doing this for a long time. When I first started YouTube, when I first started being able to monetize YouTube, because a whole different period in time, it was, like, this really weird thing, like, the mobile ads. Like, if you watched on mobile, you were basically just watching the video for free. There was no ads played there, it was a whole thing. It's funny that it's reversed now, that like, oh yeah, mobile viewers are the biggest audience, and arguably, I think, the mobile game ads pay really, really well there. What's your opinion on K-pop stars? Says, I missed your name, sorry about that one. But, I think they're interesting.
Finally started making some money. I've wanted to send some support for a while. You deserve it.
Thank you so much, Jared Kindy. Really appreciate it. Well, see, just a nice guy pops in and is like, hey, appreciate the streams, or has appreciated them for some amount of time, it seems. Thank you so much, Jared Kindy. Again, it's really cool. I'm sure you've maybe understood that exact same thing, that like, when you, maybe it felt good to do that. I hope most people who tip, I assume there's a good reason for doing so. But, like, oh yeah, you really enjoyed doing the thing, and, you know, like, the fact that you, like, you know, you worked and you're like, this is one of the things I want to do. It feels better, like, ticking it off a list and it's done. You made the thing happen, right? It feels good. By the way, I want to get that super chat. Don't worry, I saw it on screen. It was an interesting question. I was just midway through another one. So, okay, I really love listening to your streams in the background. You have a chill voice and haircut is looking good. Yeah, today my voice is especially chill, right? There's a lot of people who have come in here today. Maybe they've enjoyed my chill voice. You could suggest. Is this fortress surrounded by a lava floor? I'd be curious to see if the spawn rates get higher. The less bricks are left and become a spawn grinder. Yeah, in theory, there's more Nether fortress once all the bricks are gone. I don't know if that's how it is in practice, or if it's a bit different in practice. Or again, I don't know any of the ins and outs of this one. I haven't ever done this before. You know, fun fact. This is my first Nether fortress I'm destroying by hand. One question, are you having fun doing that? Good luck to you. As much fun as one can have destroying a Nether fortress. Which is actually, again, it's a lot to me, because it's a fun basic task that happens in the background. And we do some other fun stuff. And apparently, you know, your boy gets paid to answer questions like this one from Mr. Papa VQV. Like the one about, oh yeah, is there lava down there? Nah, there's no lava. I can actually show you, oh, is there a fortress back? No, this is just a bunch of blocks that lead to nowhere. Maybe the ceiling's up there? Ah, there is a ceiling, okay. But, yeah, basically, one of the little bizarre things is that there are huge pillars that go into lava when there is lava down there. Because the way the Nether Fortress works is it tries to find the nearest netherrack, and if there's not netherrack for 40 blocks, it makes a huge pillar. I can show you, actually, because it's one of my biggest, like, annoyances in this project. Hey, Toy Cat! Thank you very much, Kyla. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's good seeing the familiar names that you recognize, because there's always, like, people hop in, hop out, like, hey, this, you know, like, I met a guy who's like, oh, this is my first, like, yeah. And then there's some people who are like, hey, oh god, my Elytra didn't activate. Ooh, I wasn't ready, I didn't have, okay, you know, I'm gonna be more careful today. I'm gonna be more careful. Oh, man. You know, Elytra not activating in the Nether. I don't want to act like I have a specific... Actually, you know what? This is him to show you the perfect thing I was talking about. So yeah, there are little pillars that go into the lava. As far as I know, there's only these 2 of them, but most Nether Fortress have way more. It's a thing. Talks about chat, almost dies. See, all we need is a little socialism comment here, and then we've done the usual chat roulette full circle, right? But okay, let's throw this in there. Look at that. This one's finished now. We're slowly finishing up more and more of these shulker boxes. I think we need a lot by the time we're done here. Okay, so it's kind of scary that we need to use the elytra to get off these. That was by the skin of your teeth. That one block saved you. Yeah, it was literally one block. Can't blame socialism for that one. I mean, based on the way most people operate in the world, you can blame socialism for anything if you try hard enough, right? But no, how did you get the Tomb of Undying? Oh, let's put that in my offhand, actually. You know, just in case that happens again. That seems like a smart thing to have, like, always there, right? Just in case. I have enough of them spare. Yeah, next time I go into the lava, I need to, like, immediately think of this thing. Because I always think of buckets of water right now, but that doesn't work in the Nether. Pro tip. You only survived because you weren't talking about socialism, but the capitalism gods were testing you. That's clearly it. You know, we've nailed it down now, chat. Scientific method, alive and well in 2019. How did you get the Tomb of Undying? So I got it by, I think, pillager raids, but also I have a woodland mansion. Okay, fun fact. Again, I have a real problem with tearing down structures. I tore up an entire woodland mansion and then rebuilt it. I don't think I've finished rebuilding that yet even. It's such a big project. If you tell people to sub me, I'll donate $5 because I'm on the road to 200 subscribers and I would like the support. I never liked the whole, like, hey, you know, I'll do X as long as you do Y, Z thingy first, because it seems like a really weird format to these sorts of things. Like, I don't mind shouting you out, man. Like, shout-outs to your boy. But, you know, it's nice for you to ask as well. I know why, that just gave me an uncomfortable vibe. But you know what? Let's do it anyway. Let's say thank you to Ultimax Cubing. Give the guy a subscribe. Check him out. It's always appreciated. Again, it's cool, like, these live streams, these super fun, like, let's hang out and destroy a thing, and then people seem to enjoy them this much. It means weird amounts to me, but it does mean a lot to me. Like, it means a weird thing to me, not a weird amount. It means a weird amount of a weird thing. It's like when you ever feel really good in a way you've never felt before, like, I don't know, there's like, there's a lot of examples of that I feel like it's hard to pinpoint one on the spot. But like, there are a lot of satisfying things that as soon as they're gone, you're like, ah. Oh, right now, let me tell you about how my life is falling to pieces. So, I have a fire alarm, a heat alarm in my kitchen, and it just started beeping the other day. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But it beeps once a minute. So, infrequently enough that you forget about it until the next one comes along. Because once a minute, right? How many people can... Who remembers 60 seconds ago, right? Like, that was so far, you know, that's when all those memes died, like 60 seconds ago. So, who even, you know, it's not even basically the same life we're living right now. So, because 60 seconds was so long ago, and who remembers it? Every 60 seconds, I'm terrified by this thing going off. And everyone's saying, yeah, you need to change the batteries. And I was like, yeah, of course, low battery, that's why fire alarms beep, right? So, you know, did the logical thing, tried to change the battery. And it was like, connected to mains, disconnect mains before trying to do something. And I was like, huh, what if it's connected to mains, how is it low on battery? And I was like, okay, let's turn off the mains, and then we'll be able to see if it's, you know, battery powered or not. So I disconnected the mains. This is a riveting story. I'll try to go off it fast. But I disconnected the mains to it, and it still beeps. And it's like, it's turned off. Like, the light is off. It was clearly turned off by this. All of my alarms have turned off as a result of that. But somehow, this thing is, it's turned off, but it's still beeping. And it's like, what is wrong with you? How is this even a thing? So yeah, I have a battery that is managing to beep despite not being physically turned on. And yeah, what's the solution to that? Like, my thing isn't turned on, but it's still beeping. Kill it with a hammer. You sound like a functional person right now. Thank you very much, Jura. To me, like, I can hear all the hoarseness in my voice. I'm trying to keep my voice down. I'm like, yeah, let's put the mic over there. Let's be kind of chill. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about being ripped off, right? Because I feel ripped off by this fire alarm. I can't get rid of it. I can't physically pry it open. I've been trying for days. I was when it first started going off, I was like, this needs to go. This needs to be immediately out of here. But it kept on going off. I wanted it gone. You did it. Here you go. So go subscribe to Ultimax Cubing, guys. Search him up on YouTube. He's on the road to 200 subscribers. I think you'd appreciate a little subscribble here or there. See, subscribble is how cool people say subscribe. Because subscribe is lame. But subscribble, wow, that's what all the cool kids are up to now, right? You should try terraforming the end next. So, maybe spoiler alert, but yeah, the end is, I've wanted to terraform it forever. Honestly, my editor, the first thing he suggested was like, so, when are you terraforming the end? And I was like, yeah, it's on the to-do list. Again, I have a really fun idea for it. I'm just worried I have too many projects right now, and I do this, like, always, like, there's too many things going on, and then I just never come back around to them. So, I want to, like, clear up a project here and there. But I think a fun, like, video would be like, hey, how do you get villagers in the end? Here's how you do it. Or, you know, like, it'd be a fun little thing to work with, I think. Are you going to use Nether instead of Nether Fortress in the overworld? Says Liara T. Sonny Eyebrow. Yeah, basically. Not an exact Nether Fortress, but something that looks like a Nether Fortress. It's going to be cool, in my opinion. First a village, then a mansion, now a bloody fortress, says Z11K. Yeah, one of the videos that, like, has done... I don't think it's done very well, but I mined an entire stronghold earlier this year. Maybe, yeah, earlier this year, I think. And that was like one of the biggest soul-draining activities I've ever done. It was just 14 hours of me sitting there mining. And at the end I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this again. Just watching your video, then I realized you're live. There are so many people who ask before live streams, like, so, is this a video or a stream? Like, YouTube is so bad at labeling their, whatever they're called, the premieres, that people have no clue what they're about to watch. Like, is this being... There needs to be a category for live thing being premiered now, thing recorded in the past, that we can watch together, like it's a movie, you know, a movie rerun or something. And there needs to be a thing for happening right now. And maybe YouTube likes the confusion, because, you know, more people click if they don't know what they're about to get. But it's like kind of weird to me that, like, people get in the streams and they're kind of confused about that. By the way, hey, do you need any art made for you for free? You know what? I always would love art made for me for free. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always like, it's always like a cool thing. Where like, oh yeah, I'd love to do something. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm needing right now. Your mic showing camera above you. I don't know if you care about it or not. I deliberately moved it down up there so I could talk to it closer. We could go ASMR Toy Cat style. Thank you for letting me know. Toy Cat, who killed JFK? That'd be Newark Airport. Newark Airport's what? No wait. Funnier joke. LaGuardia. There we go. That's a New York area aviation joke. I make high quality jokes on the internet. Hope you appreciate them. The real question of who killed JFK? A man with a gun. A crazy man with a gun, probably. You know, like, do I think it was the Secret Service? Nah. Like, I feel like if you want to kill a... Well, we learned from Australia there are way better ways to kill a Prime Minister if you want them dead. So, you know, why not do that? You know, it just feels like too many open ends on the... If JFK was a conspiracy. Like, in general, you should make conspiracy theories that are pretty closed loop, right? Like, oh yeah. I don't know, here's an easy one, right? You know how there was that guy who ate another guy's face. He got high on some drugs, bath salts or whatever. He just ate another guy's face. Oh, so here's the way better theory. What if that was the government? They accidentally, they made a zombie virus because they were trying to prepare for it. They released it into the wild, and by accident it killed a dude, and we had to justify the guy's face going off. Oh, guy on drugs. There we go. Perfect closed loop. Like, guy is dead. His body's probably not released. He had a closed casket funeral. You know, the zombie man was picked up by his handlers very soon after. There you go. There you go. Put your tinfoil hats on. That's a fun way to imagine it, right? And it's a way better conspiracy theory because it's closed. The Miami zombie, right? Yeah, Miami zombie was an actual zombie, and we're all here like, oh yeah, well, we don't really know what that was. That's a way better thing, right? But yeah, something I wanted to talk about. What's your addition on the new Java Edition combat? I'm in favor of it. I think a lot of people don't like it. I think it's a good compromise, but it needs to be tweaked. It's not perfect yet, but it's good. You know, like it's better. That's my honest opinion. It's not perfect. I learned so much watching Uses Kit Kats. See, you've just learned what that zombie thing was all about. You know, your government's been lying to you this whole time. There was really a zombie in Miami. Bro, the mic's in your face cam. Is the mic in my face cam? There we go. That's much better, right? That's much better. I hate people. It's like, you know, I can see it too. I know. I put it there because my voice sucks. My voice doesn't go very well today, so I figured I'll talk less. I'll put the microphone closer to me. I'm sorry. Is that too far? Is that too much? Does it ruin your viewing experience seeing the tiniest corner of a microphone? A nice microphone. You know, these things, they're like $200. Does it bother you seeing that? You know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your day. It's not like I'm out here, you know, trying my best, trying to make a stream. That's not a thing that's happening. You're right. I'm being selfish. I should have considered better your feelings about seeing a microphone in that amount of your screen. You know, I wish I'd realized that, guys. I wish I'd realized. By the way, thank you so much, Lynn. I missed your super chat, but they gave a $4.99 super chat. Love videos, take my money. That's the sort of person I need in my life. I just need someone who will stand around and be like, hey, you know, here's some money. Would you like it? Like, it's something I always appreciate. Good luck to you, Toy Cat. You can do it, says Caleb the Baker. Yeah, honestly, it's not even a measure of, like, luck. It's just, like, I need perseverance. I need to grind away like it's a desk job, like 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. I appreciate you streaming for us. Thank you very much. It's all we need in the world. Live stream commentary greater than regular commentary. I think the problem with the live streams is we go very off kilter sometimes, and sometimes that's fun, but sometimes it's like, so what about those videos again? Like the videos are much more focused because there's a time limit, and I want to ideally pack as much info in as little time as possible. In the live streams, it's kind of the opposite, right? Like let's package much time with as little info as possible. Let's talk for 10 minutes about my favorite type of pizza. Like, cause you ever think about it, right? Like, New York pizza, super thin. It's mostly about the cheese and the tomato. You know, Chicago pizza, mostly about that bready stuff. You know, Italian pizza, I don't even know. Mostly about the tomato. Like, it's real tomato they use. It's real mozzarella, i.e., like less tasty, you know, more stringy, less tasty. You know, like what's the deal with that then? You know, isn't that crazy? Different types of pizza. 10 minutes of that. Why not? You know. That's why I like long form content. You get the opportunities to do kind of, let's be honest, stupid stuff, right? Would you tell people if they sub, I'll sub back and sub to IBX Toycat? I'm gonna recommend real quick for you and for everyone else, never do sub to sub. And you might say, Toycat, you're being a downer. Why can't you just tell people to do sub for sub? But I think sub for sub is one of the worst things you can do for yourself and for the world. Yeah, that's my new controversial stance here. Never do sub for sub or follow for follow unless someone is a genuine personal friend. You should have Amaretto pizza. Is that like a Texan pizza, Gracelyn Tardy? I'm still embarrassed I got your name wrong earlier. I hope you forgive me. But like, I just feel like with my very controversial stance that pizza is the greatest thing ever, and we need to appreciate that. But no, yeah, I think long form content really allows you to dive into the things that are very niche and very specific. That, you know, like real conversations. In a real conversation, you might spend 5 minutes talking about, hey, so what's the deal with this moon? I reckon the moon's fake. I reckon that pizza is all made on the moon, and that's why they're hiding the moon from us. Hey, thank you, True Kozar.
Love your work. Here's some money, smile.
Hey, thank you, True Kozar. You know, I love your work, and here's your money. You know, that doesn't work in reverse. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's cool how many people are just like, hey, yeah, I appreciate the things, and here's an opportunity. Like that's why I think like one of the things. Okay, this is controversial, But even though I don't like the tipping system because it's awkward, it's cool in like a live stream where there's no like, you know, I'm not gonna make eye contact and say, give me a tip. But like the fact that you can be like, hey, yeah, you can watch these things for free. That'll always be 100% free. But also you can tip if you want to. People really like taking that option to go for a tip, right? And I find that fascinating. Like it changed, it made me reevaluate like, yeah, I thought people would only donate to show up on screen, but like, you know, person gave $20, not because he wanted to show up on screen, or he could give $2 and $2, or yeah, he was like, yeah, I would love to give you some money. This makes me feel good to give to you. Also, hey Andrew, sorry for getting late. How are you feeling? I feel really good. It's just my voice, like, I don't feel any worse than normal. Besides when I wake up, I feel like death when I wake up because my throat seals up basically. I think I might die because of that. Like, you know, if my throat seals up, oh man, I need to go get a chest and I need to get one fast. A shulker box to be precise. It's just like, man, I could totally just, you know, throat seals up in your sleep, right? And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna stop breathing and then you're gonna wake up, but you're gonna be out of breath. How are you gonna fix that? You don't, you're dead. You know, like, I don't know how to give myself CPR. Okay, we're gonna be a lot more careful here. I'm gonna sprint jump to an area where I can make it, even if my elytra doesn't activate. There we go, much safer. Good action on crypto today, eh? Noticed I can't use it to donate to you anymore. Oh, really? Is that a Coinbase change or is that a Streamlabs change? I do have, yeah, like on my phone, if you want to see it, it says like, you know, like Ethereum's up 5% in the last 6 hours. Ethereum's up 5% in the last hour. Basically it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of notifications saying that. Did I grab one of those? I did, okay. Okay, let's put it all in real fast. Yeah, it's crazy how crypto's doing. If you're not a crypto person, I don't blame you. It's very confusing at times. But basically right now, Bitcoin's going crazy, and the market always follows Bitcoin, so everything is going crazy. Seems to be the situation. You mean speed potions? So yeah, but going back to the thing off, I really like this form. I think it's a great form factor. Let's call the name thing a strike one, and yes, Amarillo Pizza is pretty good. I know Amarillo is a place only because I don't know if this was a popular song internationally or not. There was a song in the UK called something something Amarillo, like, is this the way to Amarillo? I don't know why that song was about Amarillo, but it was sung by an English dude, I want to say. Maybe it wasn't, maybe I'm crazy. But I had a teacher that just insisted on singing it to us. I don't know why. Like, pro tip, you know, for the world, if you like a song, don't insist on singing it to other people. If those people are in a position of, also, how are you feeling? Sorry for being late. Oh, I responded to that when it wasn't a super chat, and now it's a super chat. See, here's your proof. You're not conspiracy theorists in the chat who think Toycat only responds to paid messages. I mean, one, you can see that that's not true, literally, all day, every day. But two, this was a message I responded to, not as a super chat, and there it is as a super chat. I'll respond to it again though, because you know, I can do that. But yeah, I feel really fine. It's just my throat doesn't. Like, I can't. It hurts to talk. It hurts to talk. I torture myself, not because I like torture. You know, some people do, and that's fine. You know, that's admirable even, you know, like what you like. Mr. Toycat, tear down this fortress wall. But, when the day is dawning on a Texas Sunday morning. That sounds right, actually. I thought that was like some song parody lyrics, but then I started like mentally singing it. Right, I know that song. Maybe it is a popular one. But yeah, basically try to get efficiency 5. I do have an efficiency 5 pickaxe. I also should get a beacon going, right? Like, there's a lot of things I should be doing. It's kind of fun that we're being inefficient though. People who get annoyed by minor inefficiencies. Oh, minor inefficiencies! Oh, I'm hilarious and I don't even know it. You get it? Like, I'm mining, and it's a minor inefficiency. It's a minor inefficiency. Oh man, I'm just on fire today. I'm in the Nether, it's even better. By the way, thank you, Thoughts on Finland, plus your videos make me want to live. I'm concerned that before my videos you wanted to die, but thank you so much for the €2.51 super chat. So Finland's the real oddball of the Nordic countries, right? Like in a good way and a bad. Like It's the most antisocial, I feel like, in a good way. Like, oh man, please leave, you know, like, leave me alone should basically be my motto. Like, I wish I could have like a face tattoo that says leave me, wait, one eyelid's like leave me, and my lips say alone. Like, there are just some times where people are talking to you and you're like, no, not today. Someone else, please. Like, oh, that should be a thing that is like socially acceptable to say. Sorry, not today. Another person, please. It's not, you know, because we live in a draconian world. A world filled with sadness, as far as I'm concerned. Hi, Toget, says Anna Marie. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Hope all is well. Hi from Finland, says Ekex. Hey, welcome, Mr. Ekex. Also, here you go, Toget, says F1 God. Welcome. Was the fortress in the way off? Oh, what was the fortress in the way off? Honestly, it's in a cave. It's pretty well hidden. Like, most people didn't even know I had this one. It was more just like, you know what? What's the fastest way to get a lot of netherrack to make a big nether fortress? You destroy the one you already have. Like, look at the gap it's left, by the way. Look, it's getting pretty impressive, in my opinion. I mean, you can't call your own work impressive. Thoughts on Minecraft Earth? Looking forward to it. I can make content from, like, across the world, and it might be a really fun thing. Again, depends on how the game is at launch. But, yeah, I'd love to, like, use it as an opportunity to do, like, a weird collab, too. Like, I know GPS gets weird near the North Korean border. Probably reach out to a few things. Good job, you had the 1999, says Minecraft. You know, your name being not Minecraft is just not very creative. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, let's go back to my previous thing. I was wondering today why people feel bad when they get ripped off. Right, like no one wants to be ripped off, right? Like, overcharged or whatever else. And it seems like a question with a simple answer, right? Like, oh, I don't want to pay more for a thing than the thing should cost. Yeah, you know, that's okay. That's an easy explanation. Like, okay, why all this depth, Toycat? But think about it. Like, it's a bit more complex than that, right? Thoughts on XXX Tentacion and Harry Potter? Isn't XXX Tentacion dead? So Harry Potter's cool. The one thing that makes me sad is at the end of the last Harry Potter book, like, I wish I was J.K. Rowling, because if she's going back in time and changing everything anyway, the last Harry Potter book, there should be a new reprint that says, like, the last chapter, instead of that, like, oh, my son is called James Albus Severus, or whatever, I don't know what he's called. The last chapter should say, and then Harry woke up in his closet, and he realized that he'd been knocked out for a few hours, and this was all a dream. I would love that ending. If I could make that the ending to Harry Potter, my boy, my god, that would be quite a fun. Quite a fun. Yeah, that's a sentence that you can validly say. I was saying it sarcastically. I'm cooking chicken and watching your live stream, says Anna Marie. Man, chicken's like, again, you know, controversial stance here. Should probably be polite and be like, oh, chicken, that's exciting. But no, you're not. Screw chicken. Chicken's the least exciting animal to cook. Like, chicken's my favorite meat because it's easy and it's consistent, you know? Like, it's rare you get a bad chicken. But, like, as far as, like, most fun, best, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, I had chicken. It was chicken, you know? Oh, yeah, I made some bad chicken the other night. It was chicken. I think the only thing that makes chicken good is what you put on it and around it, which is cool, which is amazing. Where did his head go, says Lewis Meltham. I'm actually suffering from premature... I want to say it's balding. You know, I got my hair cut. You know, there's the... I was going to be funny about that, but you know what? Premature balding is no joke. Chicken is the healthiest meat. I think it goes like fish, chicken, then like regular meats, then like processed meats. But, I mean, it's always more complex than, you know, like... You're always simplifying if you try to say the healthiest. Because, like, I had cereal for breakfast, but I had cereal covered in maple syrup. Is that healthy? I mean, it probably meets my, you know, like, my basic needs for the day. Should I be doing that on a regular basis? I mean, no. But if I did it one day, like, is that fine? You can... Can't believe your hair grew in reverse as hip hops. Hip hop? Hippity hop. But, yeah, people feel bad when they get ripped off for something, right? Like, ah, oh, man, this was actually meant to be $10, but I paid $12. And it's kind of strange because, like, there are a lot of situations where you should pay $12 for something that should cost $10. Or, like, a better example is, like, when drinks, like, at the airport, a drink, you know, a bottle of water always costs me close to £2 or £3. It's the worst thing in the world. But the truth is, they're not just selling me a bottle of water. I mean, they are. But they're selling me the service of a bottle of water after security where, you know, they take all your water off you. You know, conspiracy theorists, right? I might be born in the future because of genetics. In the future, we'll have, like, magic hair regrowth surgeries. Like, it'd be sucked. You know, like, it'd be a problem to be bald right now. If you're, you know, your age, Jira, if you're, like, 17, question mark. You know, when you're 47, we'll have magic hair technology. People won't even like hair. Like, hair will be this weird, like, natural thing. I'm convinced, you know, beauty standards, again, a lot of people hate this. I'm actually in favor of this. But beauty standards are always, man. See, my Nether Fortress doesn't work as a Nether Fortress, but I have this many zombie pigmen somehow. Anyway, like I was saying. So, yeah, beauty standards are always going up and up in like, how much effort they require from the natural. Natural isn't actually a beauty standard. Like, some people are naturally attractive. But the standards of, like, what makes you attractive is how much effort you put into it. Like, you might think, oh, yeah, makeup, you know, there's some level of makeup that's like, oh, yeah, well, it's really cool that you're making your cheeks look red, which is how they look when you're embarrassed or aroused. You know, there's science, there's logic behind all the makeup. But the truth is, like, women who aren't wearing makeup, they don't look worse because it's like, oh, they don't look like their cheeks are on fire or their eyelashes don't look as voluminous. It's like, you can see she is dressed in a way that is, you know, it's like, you know, trying to attract attention. It's like showing off to the next level. This is why there's all these weird surgeries. Like, in Asia, they have surgeries that make their eyes wide, etc., etc., etc. Not because, like, oh yeah, that's actually objectively attractive. Because when you go through that to make yourself look attractive, you're showing, like, yeah, I am this attractive. You know, like, I think any crazy effort you go through. Have you seen the girl who looks like a physical real-life Barbie? A lot of people say, what the heck is wrong with her? And a lot of people go, man, she is, I don't know, the fox, or whatever. There's this layer of, like, some people think that they like the natural thing, and some people do like the natural thing. And a lot of people, like, only like what their subconscious tells them to like. I think most people, right? Like, you are you know, like, it's the thing I said earlier, like, even if there's a very attractive girl into you, the fact that she's into you makes you go, I'm not too sure about this one. Not me, again, I would like to believe I'm immune to this, but everyone I've ever seemed to be around has this thing of like, I don't know, she's into me, which is not a good thing. I had a friend who was like, yeah, there's this girl, she's really, really cute, but she's keen. So what the heck does keen mean? Oh yeah, she's like, you know, she seems like she'd enjoy this. It's like, so your one requirement is that she can't, but it's a real thing, right? Also, True Kozar, do you think Emma Watson is attractive? I think she is probably attractive. Yeah, I don't know, like, if you're like, I don't know. I feel like for a lot of people, yes. I feel like that's not, you know, I don't know, she's like an attractive girl, attractive woman, right? Like, the reason I'm flustered on this one is because, like, I don't know, like, everything I've seen recently is like, oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. Like, it's gone for like an alternative form of hot, which is, it's cool if you're like, you know, I am so attractive I can redefine the rules. I don't know, I like the traditional rules of like, oh yeah, this, that, that, you know, all these different steps you can choose or not go through, whatever. Man, you have this kind of patience, says Datslav. Well, welcome to the stream, Datslav. Or is it Datslav? You know, Datslav. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you too. But to answer your question, I do have this much patience. I hope you have this much patience. Patience is a virtue, you know, that people say that all the time, and it's like, well, what does that really mean, you know? Like, why is it, why why is patience such an important little virtue? You know, it's a big question. So I can't use a better pickaxe, says Matthew's Crit. Yeah, here's the fun thing, I like to switch them up, because then you appreciate the efficiency more. That's my finding. Because efficiency is so much faster, but then you're like, do I need efficiency? It's a whole fun thing, right? So, I realized I watch your videos so much that when my baby hears your voice, she starts looking around for the voices, Anna Marie. Hey, look at that. There's me. I am literally the thing, keeping someone, or I am literally a person in someone's life. Like, how many people can children know about at once? Because there's this stage in a child's development where they, like, realize that people are people, but then they think they go away every time you close your eyes. That's why peekaboo works on children, by the way. But I wonder if they're like, oh, he appeared again. I wonder where he, you know, like. That's actually quite kind of fascinating. You know, I like to believe that I'm kind of important in people's lives. What would you do if I donated $99? Says True Kozar. I'm never actually sure. I think my reactions to donations are always like less overstated than other streamers. I'm never like, oh my god. I'm always like, hey, thank you, man. What a crazy like that's always how it is to me. Like, it's someone who is incredibly generous. And I try not to. Maybe some people like that crazy reaction, but like my real reaction is just like, man, that is big. You know, like it's recognized that something is a big deal without being unrealistic. Because again, I value the truth personally. You know, people in the same way that people who earlier were like, oh, no, I only like the natural. You know, the one thing I do value natural is like opinions and thoughts and whatever else. You know, like I think that your natural thoughts are your most important thoughts. I think the thoughts we manufacture from people, they're less important, right? Man, I love women, but this Barbie girl is intimidating. Oh, you looked her up, did you? Cat. Okay, you know, I love women too. We have a shared interest, it seems. I don't know. I'm really torn every time I see it too. Like, is this attractive, or am I looking at like you know, like a version of self-harm? And I'm never really entirely sure which of those two extremes it is. Like, it could, you know, it's hard to say. But it's interesting that she went through all that effort, right? My type is IVX3cat with a K, says Fast Bowler. My man! By the way, thank you, KitKats, for keeping the stream moderated. In case you're curious, like, you know, like, why do some messages get removed? If they violate a rule, a lot of that's like, oh, if you spam something, if you do that, you know, like, there's a lot of, like, basic, like, if this isn't pleasant to read, then it will be removed. And, yeah, KitKat's been keeping that up. Thank you very much. Again, shows up on short notice, saves the day, because the reason that we need that is because the point of a stream chat, at least my stream chat, is like, yeah, you say some things to me, I respond to those things. It's a pleasant time. If you're speaking in a different language that I can't understand, what was the point of that message? If you're just saying something deeply unpleasant that I don't want to read out loud anyway, what was the point of your message, you know? So yeah, that's the basic gist. Just in case you're new here, you're curious about how it all goes. That's how it goes through. We have so much, I like women too, we have so much in common. Cool me. We should get something going on here. Have some dollar, says Nyanza Catty. What is your username, Nyanza Catty? You're gonna have to explain that one to me. But will this be uploaded after? Says Andy Harrison. The answer is yes, but it'll probably be unlisted. My voice is getting better, but it's not great, right? Like, if I still go higher up, that kills me. And I don't know. Maybe I'll upload it. Maybe I won't. No, I won't upload it. I'll put it in my unlisted stream place, because you know, to me that kind of makes sense. They probably say those things to either shock you or make you laugh, I suppose. I don't know. I think you're thinking too positively of the internet. I think the thing about the internet, right? There's a lot of people who are genuinely unsure of certain social interactions, and they've been taught their whole life by, you know, various parts of the internet that you only get a reaction if you say something truly terrible. That's why I like using streams as an opportunity to react to things that are just like, oh yeah, like Fried Rice saying, will the old soup chat please come back? Okay, that's a question, you know. Questions are a whole different category of thing, but like I try. That's why, you know, that's why I picked up your thing, for instance. Like, oh yeah, you saw good in people. I'll read that out loud and then tell you why you're wrong to think people are good. People are terrible. But no, yeah. No, I think it's not actually that people are bad. I think everyone is good. Like, you know, on the debate of like, are humans inherently good or evil? I would say humans are inherently pretty good, right? Like, I don't distrust humans right off the bat. But there are a lot of people who only get, you know, it's, you know, like, you need to, in the real world, people tell you when you mess up. On the internet, they just ignore you, and you're like, well, I've been ignored. You know, like, being ignored is so much worse than learning what's wrong. And there are a lot of people who are in that category where they've never learned what's wrong. And you can't really, it's hard to reach those sorts of people. So in some cases, just like, hey, I can't tell you why reading that aloud is kind of crazy. I'm too naive when it comes to humans. Yeah, exactly. Think of all humans as terrible, terrible monsters like I do. Jeez. that's clearly the objectively right opinion here, right? But no, more. I think. I don't know. It's good. In my head, it's like I feel like at one point I was one of those people who doubted like, oh yeah, any interaction is cynical and I don't know, like believing you didn't working out how much you need other people and why is an important stage in the growth process. And it's one that's really hard to get on the internet. And given that most people live on the internet, you can miss out on a lot of rather key stuff. So just in case you're one of those people, just in case you're listening right now, you're like, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. It's fine, you know, no one has any clue how to talk to people, how to do any basic things. But as long as you're not generally a monster to them, then a lot of people respond positively. It's kind of like if you want to start a conversation with someone, if you're nervous, you're just meeting someone for the first time, act like you're already friends, you know? Like, you might think like, oh, what if he thinks we're too close? What does it matter, you know? Like, try to build the friendship, then if he doesn't want it, then clearly, or she, you know, it works both ways. Like, there are a lot of weird rules for social engagement, and on the internet, you don't see your failures, so you can see how that goes wrong. Me and my sister found our first Nether fortress today, and drinking night vision helped us a lot, but we were killed by wither skeletons. Oh, night vision in the end is one of the worst things you can do to yourself. If you've never tried night vision in the end, after the stream, go check it out. Like, turn on, you know, go to your Nether, turn on that night vision, see how it goes for you, because you'll notice like immediately that's you'll notice that you get like this deep red sheen on your screen. It's like it's a problem. Are you the Minecraft Mr. Beast? A few people have called me that, and I take it as a compliment. I don't invest $10,000 in each video. Maybe I should. By the way, big thank you for the $2 super chat. What are your thoughts on imposter syndrome? That's where you think you're like that's where you never believe that you're good at something. You always think like, oh man, I'm an imposter in this situation, right? Am I getting that right? I'll Google it just to make sure. Imposter syndrome. Yes. So it's when if you don't know much about something, you think you're an expert. If you know like anything about something, you know you're not an expert. So there's this big problem where like the people who know a lot about something don't think they're good at something, whereas people who know a little think they know everything. Because the less you know, the less you realize you don't know. And in that same way, you know, the imposter syndrome is like, so what do you think about that? It's a very real thing, and it's a very problem-filled thing. I think especially for politicians. We live in a world where like, you know, especially, you know, like the modern version of the world, like people in power are told they need to know everything instinctively. Like, oh, we love people who operate based on their conviction, or, you know, whatever word they say. But the truth is like, I don't know anything about the state of fishing in, I don't know, like Canada. Like I couldn't give you an informed answer about how you'd bring back the fishing industry. Is there a fishing industry brought back? Is it at its peak? I assume Canada has some amount of fishing. I don't know. So, you know, the ideal thing is you'd have a advisor. But because of imposter syndrome, you read one document, like, oh, it's gone down since 1980. Like, what was in 1980? I don't know, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl happens every year, right? So that's probably correct. Therefore, there's got to be a link between that and football. I'm so smart. There you go. And we've got a real problem with a lot of politicians. You know, there are some famous ones in very high positions right now. But we've got, like, it's a widespread problem we have in every system where people aren't allowed to admit they don't know things at any level. Sorry, I'm thinking of the reverse. I'm thinking of Dunning-Kruger, but like the imposter thing's the level up where like, oh yeah, you know so much that you don't know. If you know a lot about something, you should defer to an expert's judgment, or at least mix it in there, right? And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't listen to, you know, like the reason that, for instance, most governments have like separate positions for each thing, is because it takes time to learn about everything going on there. Canada has a decent enough fishing industry. Oh, that's good. I know that Newfoundland used to be entirely fish, and now there's basically no fish. That's like the extent of my Canadian fishing knowledge. But yeah, so, hey, so Kat, what's your opinion on Roblox? I've never played Roblox. A lot of people like to say it's a competitor to Minecraft, but I don't see it personally. But you know, maybe I'm crazy. You only get 8 fish a session. I know that fishing is one of those really weird businesses where fish costs a lot of money, but also fishers don't make a lot of money because fish is so rare these days. Like, we overfished pretty much every fish on Earth, right? Like, besides the really cheap ones, like salmon and cod and... again, what's my fishing solution? Right now, I would say, oh yeah, with pretty good certainty, make fish farms, right? Rather than the way we did it with every other animal, because people like to say, oh, we should give fishing quotas. Problem with fishing quotas is it relies on you knowing what every other country is going to do. Like, you can build up the supply of cod in the Atlantic Ocean all you like, but if another country comes in and takes it, what does that matter? But if you start a fish farm in your territory, that's how it works with other animals, right? Like, oh yeah, pigs. There used to be a version of pigs existing in the wild. Then we killed all the pigs in the wild. We're like, hey, we need more pigs. So we started raising them personally because it was more efficient that way. So eventually we'll have like some fish farms or something. Would I be willing to stake an entire country's fishing industry based on that fact? I don't think so, but a lot of people would. You know, I'd look into like, so what do the numbers actually say? And that's something I think you've got to do if you're in any position of power. It doesn't seem to happen. We have positions, because if you think about a CEO, think about YouTube, right? The YouTube CEO, her name's Susan Wojcicki. She's, I'm assuming, Polish in origin. Like, maybe she's got a Polish father or something. But if you take Susan Wojcicki, I don't know how you say her last name. She's the CEO of YouTube. Everyone comes to her when they have a problem. Like, oh man, have you noticed how YouTube is having copyright strikes all the time? It's Susan's fault. Goddamn Susan. And it's like, I mean, I don't think she personally oversees that. Like, she has the ability to fix it, yeah. But, and I hope she's not taking that decision personally. But we have, like, single points of accountability, which is good. But when you give people a single position of power, that's when you have real problems. Like, I would hope beyond all God that she isn't actually an all-powerful, you know, deity basically within Google. I'm not too sure though. They need to stop farming the fish the way they do anyway. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if they need to. Like, I know this is like this is a terrible thing to say, but like, if all the fish stop existing, you know, it's not ideal, but what, you know, it's not like it has to be avoided at all costs. Like, either we get to the stage where we make fish unable to be fished, or we get to the... Oh god, hello, Wither Skeleton. Hey, we got a Wither Skull! How nice. That's cool. I like Wither Skulls. But, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, so yeah, why am I getting timeout? Again, if you're breaking a rule. If you're chatting nicely, you don't get put in timeout, generally. Come on, Susan, it's your fault. Susan is God. I hope she's not God. I mean, if Susan's God, then we've got a concerning world that we live in. Also, let's put these stone swords away in this chest. I do not need stone swords right now, or bones really, or these, or the iron sword. Like, why do I have so many swords in this chest? That's a good question. The PS4 Nether Fortress also refuses to spawn with skeletons. Maybe it's like a Bedrock feature then. I thought it was always a Bedrock bug, but maybe it's intentional. Maybe they want that to be the case. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I guess it's intentional behavior. I was just denied her. They don't let you fish certain types of fish because they are about to be endangered. Again, yeah, fish is like, it's a big conversation we're having, right? Like, we fished too much fish, given how much fish there is. Because, you know, there's a lot of people, an ever-increasing amount of people. It's a cool problem to discuss. It's a cool problem to try to get to the bottom of. I don't think on a Minecraft stream we can actually dive into real solutions. What version of Minecraft are you playing on and why? I play Minecraft Bedrock, also just known as, some people call it Better Together, but the version which is available on literally everything, including your fridge. I think that's true, actually. I think you can play Minecraft on your fridge. And I play it because the Xbox version, which I played before, was replaced with it, and I was like, wow. I mean, this is my favorite control method and my favorite platform. Like, at this stage, I probably could easily switch to Windows 10. I don't know why I don't just switch to Windows 10, actually. But to actually answer your question, I play it because I think Bedrock has a lot of really fun quirks that aren't available on Java. There are some that aren't available on console, even. And I think those quirks make the game interesting. Because on this channel, one of the things that I try not to do is something that's been done by another YouTuber. It kind of hurts me. Like, has anyone ever destroyed an entire Nether fortress and rebuilt it again? I imagine not. I mean, I like to imagine that's unique. I like to uncover new ground. That's what I like to do with my videos and whatever else. Yeah, I mean, just with my life, right? Like, I really hate things that are overdone. Like, when I went to Paris, I didn't go up onto the Eiffel Tower. If I go to Paris again, I probably won't, you know? Like, one day I might have, like, a girlfriend who's like, I've always wanted to go to the Eiffel Tower. And I'll say, oh, me too. But until that day, I don't want to go to the Eiffel Tower. Everyone has a picture of themselves on the Eiffel Tower. And it's not even a very good view, because you're not the most iconic landmark in Paris is? It's the Eiffel Tower. You know what you can't see from the top of the Eiffel Tower? The Eiffel Tower. But I get that in every city, like, I get it in a lot of parts of life. Like, if it's the most common thing, I just, like, I don't like it. It's a problem I have. I'm like, I think that's called hipster, right? Yeah, I have that gene in me or whatever. Like, I prefer things that are less averse. Which is, I don't know, a bit of a weird one. So, Kat, I've been subscribed for 5 years. I tweeted you on Twitter, and the proof is there. Thank you for not only being subscribed, but for sending proof. That is the next level of commitment, in my opinion. So, Kat, what do you think of Twitch? Oh man, let's not do the Twitch thing again. See, I've already discussed that. This is something that's so in my fiber. This is so in my fibers, my being, that when I've discussed something before, it's like, man, what is the value in me just mentioning that again? Like, we already know. Oh yeah, Twitch. I don't think, you know, it's just been discussed so many times, and it's so bad for people who have subscribed who have seen that too. Like, it's also the same thing with, like, oh yeah, if you're subscribed to a lot of YouTubers, I don't want to make the same videos they make. I want the redstone from Java and Bedrock, but I kind of want to make a nice computer and play Java. Yeah, a lot of people like Bedrock but hate the redstone. It's like, I mean, it's one change, right? I know it's a one change that makes a big difference, but I've always thought, like, you know, you should take one for the team. Should just dive into it. Hello, I didn't get the notification. How's your voice? Oh man, it's the YouTube again. It started hurting suddenly as I started saying that, like, real bad. Like, you know when something's like on fire and it hurts? It was that type of bad. I've been on fire far too many times in my life. That shouldn't be a point of reference that I have, but it is, because the world is tragic like that sometimes. But yeah, yeah, my voice is pretty fine. I think I'm gonna cut the stream in like 20 minutes, because, like, I think we're reaching the edge of what my voice can do in a day. I'm just hoping that tomorrow it's fine enough to record videos. There's so many videos I really want to record. Like, there's nothing that makes you appreciate something like not having it. We really are all perpetual children on the inside, where, like, as soon as something's taken away, we're like, can you give that back? It's like, you weren't playing with it. I want to play with it now. That's like me with videos. I'm like, oh man, there's so many. You know, I want to do a let's play. You know, like, I know it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I want to do a let's play. I wanted to live stream, and then, you know, like, I couldn't. I was like, it's a bad idea. There's so many fun things. I've been subbed since TU43. Man, it's crazy that TU43 is like ancient history these days. That's the weirdest bit about Minecraft console. Like, it's been 2 years since Minecraft console was not discontinued, but relegated to PlayStation 4. And then there was 5 years before that of updates. So even if you've gone to Minecraft like 3 years after it came out, that's like 5 years ago now. I don't know, it's too much for me to properly think about. Hey, just joined. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I guess if you weren't here earlier, then you didn't automatically you didn't member manually. It just happened automatically. I had a question about it. If you've watched the stream back later, you'll know what it was, maybe. Yeah, my throat's like that. You know, why do we need to talk in live streams? Chat. So if you watch any other live streams, I know some of you don't. I know some of you are solely Toy Cat fans. And you know what? Say that too, because that makes me feel good about myself. But if you watch other live streams, what do live streamers do when they're not talking? Because I literally think I might be addicted to speaking, to hearing my own voice, saying words. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing. Like, if I stop talking now, what do I do until I start speaking again? I don't understand the concept, you know? It's that alien to me. So I need to throw something away to pick up this Nether rack. Man, it's a hard decision. I recommend speaking in sign language. Now that is my backup plan. I need all of this. I'll throw away the scaffolding, because scaffolding's cheap to make. I'll come back and get it later. Look at the camera uncomfortably. That's good. I like that. This is epic, says CLG. This is very epic, thank you. I've been subbed since the Halo Mashup Pack Hunger Games live stream you did in 2014. Oh, that's crazy if that was the first thing you found. You should do a silent stream for the cave update. I'm curious how many people would watch that, and how many fans they'd lose. I mean, if you unsubscribe because of that, I guess. Probably weren't much of a fan to begin with, am I right? Am I right? But yeah, thank you very much, Jared Kindy, for the love, the affection, and the support today. Look at chat and play. Because, I mean, I play Minecraft and also talk at the same time. Is that like a... Is that revolutionary untapped ground in the streaming market? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh man, that almost went very badly. I need to probably fix this area up. I'm not going to, but I need to. You know, it's important that I do this at some point. But it's clearly, now is clearly not that point. Why do you make this useless project? No offense. I mean, you just called one of the biggest things I'm doing in Minecraft right now useless. I feel like if you throw no offense off, that's like, oh yeah, so I think that, you know, the Holocaust wasn't the worst thing that happened in the 21st century. No offense, though. It's like, hey, you know, that you know, saying offensive thing and then saying no offense. It's like, you know, I'm not racist, but, you know, it's like, well, I mean, if you say something racist, you're not negating it. You know, it's not a magic ability to undo the thing. Like, you know, I don't want to act like I'm just soliciting for donations here, but unless you give me $1, I'll stop streaming. It's like, well, I mean, you're doing the thing you just said. Comparing a message to the Holocaust, okay, says Big Soto. You know, I don't want to act like this guy is literally Hitler, but this Buzotto guy, I'm just saying, he looks like he does some salutes in his spare time. See? You know, there you go. Now I compared your comment to Hitler. You like that? I hope you like that. I hope you don't like that, actually. If you like that, then I've got some concerning questions to ask you. What someone says Soviet Union was worse than the Holocaust. Oh look, there actually is some debate about the worst event of the 20th century. One of the things I really hope, like, I'm not sure if this will be true. I think that most likely it won't be. I really hope that we look back at the 20th century and go, why any of that? How does all of that happen in a row? Like, I hope that that's our kind of reflection of like, oh, so there was one bad event, and it's like, well, really, that bad event, you know, there was also an event that was 5 times worse, but less spitefully worse. It's like, so 35 million people died there. It's like, yeah. Oh, and also there was war, but that killed, you know, somewhere in the 9 digits probably. But you know, they were fighters, so it's less bad, and it's like, oh my, what? Okay, but then things were fine after the war ended, right? And it's like, well, I mean, you know, in some countries, and yeah, I really hope we look back at the 20th century and just go, what did we do? What, you know, like, how did things get so bad there? Whereas what I theorize will happen is things will go way worse. We'll be like, man, I missed when there was only 35 million deaths from starvation. What a happy time that was. Imagine only 35 million people dying. That's like not even 0.2. That's 0.5% of the world population today. If 35 million people starve to death, it'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, overall things are fine, you know, like, you know, it's rough for that 0.5%, but for everyone else, you know, like we might be like, oh yeah, 700 million. There's just no food in all of Asia. Now 60% of the world population dies. And it's like, oh, that's bad. You know, I know what I'm doing right here. I'm sounding like a crazy rambling man. Let's go back onto a nice happy subject, shall we? What is your opinion on Chinese government's crimes against you? Now that's a question I can't answer and go to China at the same time. So I'll say, you know, Tiananmen Square is my favorite place to visit in 1974. Okay, so let's get a nice happy question going on here, shall we? Chat, ask me non-history happy questions. Only happy subjects. Only things that make me smile and make me think like, ah, what a great stream that was. Let's pretend to pull down a shirt pocket. Here you go, man. Here you go. I got this from Kit Kats actually. When she first gave it to me, I was like, I think, you know, I don't think she was like, oh, these things are. I think she said they were popular, and I was like, I don't know, you know, like I'm cautious about that. But a lot of people have enjoyed it since then, so I think her judgment was more correct than mine. Oh, I was meaning to say this actually, and you are on the stream, Kit Kat, so I'll just say it direct right now. Happy message. But my brother recognized this and he was like, ah, it's a rip and dip or whatever. I don't know what he called it, but he was like, yeah, it's one of those things. And then one of his friends, like she's an economist or something. She was born in China. She was like, ah, she was like in love with it. So, you know, thumbs up for the cat shirt thing. It's not pointless. Purpose is the mind of the beholder. Yeah, right. Like every single human action we do in the world is pointless, right? Every single human action. When you ate breakfast this morning, you know breakfast is the most important meal of the day for chumps. You know, like you don't eat breakfast. Like every single thing you do, from waking up to going to bed, it's all pointless. Your whole life. I was gonna say in the grand scheme of things, it's pointless. In the minor scheme of things, your life is pointless, you know? But the truth is, we all assign meanings. We all assign meanings to each other. We all create a collective system of meaning. And, like, just because you don't like the system of meaning I've created myself, where I play Minecraft and mine Nether fortresses, and, you know, talk about the values on the internet. You know, that doesn't mean it's pointless. You can hate anything with the logic. Oh, this is silly. Like, oh man, what's the landing on the moon was so stupid. Why do we go to the moon when it's comfortable down here? It's like, yeah, it would have been easier not to go to the moon. You know, if I was in that cabinet meeting, I'd have been like, hey, why don't we not do this? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, that's way cheaper actually. We'd save about 100 billion over 10 years, and you know, it'd be a great time. But you know why they went to the moon? They went to the moon because that wasn't their #1 priority. They made a priority and they stuck to it. They spent a lot of money, they spent a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of political points. And they did that because they wanted to be on the moon. And the same is true for any task or thing in the world. You create your own meanings, values, etc. Bedrock players need foxes. Yeah, right. What are you gonna do with all this material, says adorable hoe? Oh, you're an adorable hoe. How cute. I'm gonna build a Nether fortress in the overworld because that's just smart science, if you ask me. In the sense of, it's a sense of accomplishment. Everyone loved it if they did a huge project in this people game. Yeah, no, honestly, like if you look at this and say this is a pointless project, if you've never had like a big thing that seemed pointless while you're doing it but felt good when it was done, pick up a hobby. Like there are so many fun hobbies in the world that seem pointless on the surface, but they're really, really fun, right? Like, you know, learn knitting, learn painting, learn, you know, like when, you know those things you scratch off and it makes a drawing? They're fun. There are so many things that we do basically to like occupy ourselves and our brains and stuff. And it seems sad when you say it that way. But in reality, it feels good when you do it. What do you think of Fortnite? Says Curb is cool. I can't do high pitched noises right now. There you go. There's my high quality. That's what I think every time someone says Fortnite. That song is just in my head eternally. So now you know. Now you know what I think about Fortnite, apparently, or at least, I mean, I don't think you do know anything about what I think about Fortnite. But you know that song's in my head. I've relieved my burden, at least a little bit. I dream to be a traveler like you, Toy Cat, says adorable hoe. Aren't you just adorable? I'm gonna keep saying that every time I see your name. Yeah, a lot of people say they really want to travel, but they can't. And I think for a lot of people, they literally cannot, right? Like, there's only so much time off work, only so much whatever. And, you know, that's the ultimate tragedy in the world. I get that, yep. But also, I think there's a lot of people where they're just scared. Like, oh, I'd have to book it for you. Hey, you know, go for it, you know? Go for it. That's always my message. Like, there's a lot of mistakes you'll make, but there's a lot of fun you'll have along the way, too. I'm gonna kill Blaze, you know? They need to be dead. I guess we're gonna have to mine the Blaze spawner at some point, right? Yeah, that's a thing that's happening sooner than I'd like. How do you get so many diamonds, says Joshua Gang On. Oh, I'm using the wrong pickaxe. So thank you very much for the $2.99 super chat, Joshua Oh, it's Gagnon, not Gang On. It's not that there's a gang on someone. He's like Gagnon, like maybe French origin or something like that. But honestly, I went diamond mining a lot when I first got this world. And then the diamonds I've got since then from accidental mining and chests and stuff like that, they've carried me through. Because if you enchant a pickaxe, it lasts longer anyway. I think this is going to test my diamond limits, probably. We'll see how it goes again. We'll see how this ends up in the end. Toycat, you sound so deep. What's up? Deep like the universe, or deep like the vocal pitch? No, yeah, the reason my voice is worse today is because I don't know. I don't know if it's sick or my throat is broken or whatever it is, but it hurts to talk right now. So I'm talking a little quieter than normal. We're chilling, we're talking, we're having a good time. I probably should destroy this one, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's looking more and more like that's the case. Okay, so let's be more careful about destroying these blocks in the future, shall we? I guess it's a good XP farm, because while we're destroying it, we're getting some good XP as we go along, if nothing else. If nothing else. Okay, and also blaze rods are pretty valuable. Because you can't really make a proper blaze farm, as best I understand it. So Cat, you should get a text-to-speech to speak for you. I actually have one, I think you'll find. If you didn't watch at the start of the stream. Okay, let me just, let's do this again.
I'm destroying a nether fortress. My throat really hurts though, so I can't talk too much.
Let's,
I hope you understand.
There you go. See? You like that? Should I just do that on repeat every 10 minutes? There's a skeleton inside you right now. Man, that freaks me out every time I hear it. I'm like, man, you're right. There's a skeleton literally inside me right now. It's not a sentence you ever dream you're gonna have to say on the internet. But it's a sentence that becomes true for all of us eventually, right? Eventually, all of us realize that it's true. Technically, everything he says now is a deep message. I mean, that's true. Man, isn't that deep? What even is deep? I've always said I prefer deep talk to shallow talk. But like, why do we even have definitions of shallow talk? Why even make a variety of talk that we don't even need that often? Do you think people could ever be communist in Minecraft? Yes? No. I don't know how to respond to that question with any amount of seriousness. So you know, I'm not gonna. I'm just not gonna. Nope, you're inside a skeleton as you're a brain. Yeah, it's a curious one as to whether you picture yourself as a brain or the body. I think I definitely I like the interpretation that you're the brain, because it makes me like have some control over myself. I mean, the truth is like within the brain, you're a tiny little subsection. You're a lot of different areas coming together, creating something that we like to call consciousness. But really, you're just a creature as simple as any else, just with a bit more complexity. You can remember things that happened before, you can link those with positive, negative thoughts. And then it's gone to the stage where you're so developed that you have words and you can come up with words. You can share them on the internet. You can see other people on the internet say those words and interpret them, and then you say them locally. They become thoughts in your head. It's cool that that's the case. But also, you know, we're all basic animals, is what I'm saying. And you should feel bad. Like I feel bad about my voice right now. So thank you very much for watching today's live stream. No, it only has been a fun one. I really miss live stream. Like my throat's been sucking, and all day I've been like, you know, I hope it gets good. I want to talk. I want to stream. Want to do some stuff. It seems people have really enjoyed not only this. Oh, so that's one of the problems we're gonna face apparently. How do we stop that being a problem? It spawned in the Nether Fortress hole. I didn't even know that was possible. I wouldn't have imagined that was possible. But it is. When's the next frying items video? Can you fry a meatball or a hot dog? Okay, so first of all, I would love to do another Cooking with Toy Cat. I think I'm going to get something or buy something. At some point, I'm going to fix the problem that we clearly have, where I almost kill myself with said fryers. But once I fix that problem, I'll definitely get right back to it, I reckon. Also, how long would you plan on streaming? For just another 35 seconds. But yeah, I just wanted to take this time and say thank you very much for watching. I hope you did all enjoy, at least a little bit. If not a little bit, then maybe a lot bit. And if not a lot bit, then maybe all the amounts. Because actually, rather than saying, thank you, how about we just have 5 minutes and we say thank me. Thank me very much for streaming. Even when my voice was dead, I came here for you. I made my journey all the way to the internet, to the office, and I spoke to all of you out of the kindness of my heart. Aren't I the best? I am the best, aren't I? So thank me very much for making this live stream. I'm the best, and I guess I'll see you all whenever I see you all. Also, a lot of people enjoyed my combat update video earlier. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And if you have seen it, then on Friday, the next realm project's going out. Watch it as soon as it comes out. Watch it all the way through. Give it a like or so. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to promote future videos. But on Friday, there's going to be the next realm thing. It's going to be fun, I think. So go watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, then you're dead to me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed this, because I'll see you all in another one. Goodbye. Also, traveling Q&A. I'll do it at some point. It's a fun